Headspace Radio, Ep.7, Hulkamania. Wow. It's been a few days, but it's the 29th. July 24th, Hulk Hogan dies at 71 years old in Florida. Cardiac arrest. That is insane. Because, you got someone like Hulk Hogan. He's been a part of your life. I don't know him personally, obviously. Forever, The name was just as big as wrestling, and if it wasn't, when you mentioned professional wrestling, you thought of Hulk Hogan at a time, and not as John Cena and The Rock and all that stuff, but even to this day, you thought of Hulk Hogan. This is a bit of an interesting one I'm going to be doing because it's a very complex situation, because these are one of those situations where you have to look at the art that the individual made and look at the path that that person was living, And to some people, Hogan was a perfect person, not perfect, but he was a great person. And to some, Hogan was a very complex person, or a dirtbag, or whoever, right? These are words that, people would use. The most recent information I got from Hogan before he died was the fact that he and Eric Bischoff were about to make a new wrestling promotion, and it was going to kickstart next year. Now, I don't know what happens to that promotion. I think having another American promotion isn't a bad thing. I do know that him and Eric Bischoff in Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling, from way back when, at first seemed amazing and then got sour pretty quick, not wanting to sign Awesome Kong to a good contract, getting rid of the 6-sided ring for a 4-sided ring, although the wrestlers preferred the 4-sided ring a lot better. And, just certain decisions were made that, people did not like, We're getting into all this stuff because, at the end of the day, dude said to eat your vitamins and pray, And yeah, man, he's not here with us. It's crazy because I look at it this way, man. Wrestling, the man had the hairstyle, the man had the mustache, the man had the physique, the man had everything, in my opinion, when it came to wrestling. When you're a young boy watching this stuff, And, oh, yeah, brother, oh, yeah, I'll do this, do that, It's like, this guy was larger than life. You know what I mean? So, watching him, and to be fair, to clarify, I knew about him through my dad. And reason why I say that is because my dad owned the VHS tapes of the WrestleManias. And I'm like, yo, who's this guy? Like, pumping his arms, like in the front cover of it. Like, what the hell is this? It's Hulk Hogan. Because, I'll be real with you, growing up, I did not like WCW Nitro. Yeah, sorry about that, Nitro. But, yeah, I wasn't really a fan of it. It kind of appealed to maybe an older audience, if that made sense. And Raw, for those who listen to my podcast consistently, we're talking about Hogan and the death of Hogan and the legacy of Hogan, Hulkamania. And, yeah, he was just the guy. So for me, he was more of my dad's wrestler, but I knew who he was. Right? You couldn't. It's like Michael Jackson when like you just born, you just know who the hell Michael Jackson was before you even see a music video. You wanted to dance like him. It's crazy. Some people just have an imprint on you. And yeah, man, I got to know more of Hulk Hogan when Vince McMahon, another interesting figure, bought WCW and the whole invasion angle from Raw and SmackDown, well, Raw and WCW happened. One of the best times to be a kid, I'll tell you that much. One of the best times. You look at wrestling from back then and you're like, yo, this is insane, because look at the card on a regular Monday night. That would have been considered a pay-per-view today. You know what I mean? Like, everyone just developed. Everyone just had the mic skills and just thrived. You know, Steve Austin, you know, eventually got Jericho, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, you know, and they also had like the people that were like the wow factor, like Viscera, China. And shout out to Mark Henry, man, back when he was Sexual Chocolate, man. That was something else. Had that R&B intro, but yeah, Hulk Hogan came in and it was like the beginning. It was like the old versus the new, you know, Rock versus Hogan, and yo, it was freaking amazing. It happened in Toronto, so that was pretty dope, you know. Ah, man, you know, if you told me that's just who Rock was, I mean, who Hogan was, just this wrestler guy that, you know, just wrestles and says a lot of crazy things, then yo, I'd have been like, okay, cool, yo, this is what this is, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's complex. For example, Terry Jean Bollea, try to spell pronounce this man's name. Before my time, when he was with WWF, which would come WWE, he made it clear that he was kind of for himself. And I get it. Wrestling's a very cutthroat industry, but Jesse the Body Ventura, who I believe was a governor at one point and had a show on, you know, conspiracy theories. I love that guy. And was on Alien, I think the first Alien with Carl Weathers. He wanted to unionize. And Hogan was like, well, that's not going to work for me, brother. And then shut that down. He didn't tell any other people. He just told the wrestlers. And, you know, damn it, man. It's crazy. You stop the union happening in wrestling, man. You know. Oh, my gosh. It's crazy. Yeah, man. So, like, it's crazy because that wouldn't be the end of, like, his backstage politics, man. He refused to put over other people, you know, younger people that were, you know, at the same level. He's like, nah, it's not gonna happen. You know, I don't remember. I've seen documentaries of him and Bret Hart. You know, that wasn't gonna happen. He wasn't gonna drop his titles either. And I'm like, this is insane, man. What is going on here, bro? Like, oh, man. Oh, my God. I don't know. It's just tough, man. It's tough. Like, you love him, but, you know, you gotta point out all the things. You know, he was on Impact Wrestling. He got his daughter a job. I'm not against getting your daughter a job. Shit, I wish someone would give me a job. But it just seemed like the Hulk Hogan and Friends show instead of like the wrestling show. He overexposed the main guys, and it's just horrible management, bro. It's just I don't know. I don't know, man. It's tough. And then the whole steroids thing. I saw this on Netflix, of course, before my time. What the hell, man? This guy pretty much threw Vince under the bus, and he's like, "Yo, brother, we don't use steroids." And then all of a sudden, I'm like, "Bro, come on, like, look at you, man. Like, you don't look like the other Jack dudes in the locker room." And I'm not saying he was the only one that did use steroids. It's just, come on, man. Like, now you're just insulting people's intelligence. Ah, man, but Hogan, man. Hogan was one hell of a wrestler, man. Well, entertainer, I guess you could say. People didn't really like the fact that, oh, he only does his leg drops you know, does the ear thingy. I love the ear thingy. The one thing I will say, Hogan did put on a show, man. Like, when you like choking him out, and then the ref grabs his hand, and it just drops to the floor. One, drops again. Two, gets to three. You're out. And then he lifts up his hand one last time, and it drops. And just before it touches the ground, it's like, oh my gosh, he's doing it. He's doing it. Yo, that's wrestling right there, man. Like, this is so it's male prepubescent and mature. Well, I was say mature. It's male soap opera. We'll just say that. And it's just like, oh my gosh. I don't know, man. That was just, to me, that was crazy, man. I love that. I love that stuff, man. I love that stuff. Oh my god. Jeez, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. That's the stuff I love when it came to wrestling, man. So to me, like I said, Hogan was that guy. The bandana, he had that feminine shit he had around his goddamn neck. I don't know what that was all about. That was weird. And he always had those shirts. I'm pretty sure those shirts were just made to like tear. Like they're like, I don't know. Like, those string thingies that you get at the grocery store. It's like, yeah. I don't know. It's the same material. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I watched Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan match. I mean, for its time, dude picked up this over 7 foot tall dude, and it was insane. For its time, for sure. Sorry, I got the cold. The Rock, that was a good match. A freaking good match. We mentioned that earlier. I mentioned that earlier. There's not more than one person here. He went clean. It was loud. They were booing The Rock. He was supposed to be the baby face, but it is what it is. Randy Savage, oh yeah. These guys are crazy. And then what is it? The Ultimate Warrior, man. Yeah. Babyface versus babyface, man. Oh my god. What the heck, man? That guy was something else. That guy was just like, if Hogan was on steroids, that dude was on some, like, allegedly, But you got Hulk Hogan and WCW, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. With the wolf pack. Was it the dog pack? I'm struggling right now. My bad, guys. I don't watch wrestling like that no more. But yeah, man, he comes to WC. Well, he's been there. and he's the biggest baby face ever. And yo, I seen a documentary on this, and they the whole gifts with the whole LeBron James and the Wade, robotic voice. But like, yeah, Hulk Hogan comes out, and the Wolf Pack they leave the ring, and you're like, yo, Hogan's here to save the day, man. Like the crowd is losing their minds, and then boom, leg drop. I'm like, oh, yo, that was some heat, man. Oh man, they started throwing things at him and stuff. That was wrestling, man. I don't care what anyone says, man. That was a good moment, man. Hogan, like, you don't gotta like the guy, you don't gotta love him, but you gotta appreciate some of the things he did do for wrestling. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I had to leave the room, but yeah, man. People are just very dynamic, very very complex, right? Hogan, I have to look at Hogan as like how I look at R. Kelly in a sense. And hear me out. You're like, what? Hogan didn't, no, no. What I mean is I gotta separate the talent, the product of what you've done versus what you do, you know? And it's very messed up to even say R. Kelly because to me it's a gray line because a lot of the music or maybe the things that he was doing influenced the music. So I don't know. That's tough. So I think maybe Hogan might be in a better grace than R. Kelly. I'm not saying that he's what you know what I mean. People like you know what I'm trying to get at, right? If you don't know what I'm trying to get at, just comment in the comment section. Say, dude, you're crazy as hell. These two ain't the same. How dare you? What the hell? I'm not offended what R. Kelly did. That dude belongs in prison. He needs to stay there. But damn it, man, that man could write a song. You know what I mean? Like he could write a song. Like that man. You go to a banquet hall. You go to your family's house, your older cousin or uncle's house, or a wedding or something, bro. And R. Kelly plays, yo, that place is going off. It's bumping. Anyways, back to Hogan. Hogan, man. Hogan paved the way for so much wrestlers, whether he wanted to do that or not. Movies, although they, yeah. uh, brand deals, had a lot of them, and yo, honest to God, man, it's just Hogan was just everywhere. Hogan was everywhere. Another thing that I have to because I don't really have a script on these things. I'm just going off what I know or what I remember or certain things. I will chat GPT certain things just to clarify if I was speaking truthful. Uh, Once again, a con. He, not saying he is a con. A con towards dude was uh, him and Undertaker. Undertaker, I don't know if you guys seen the documentaries or the interviews of Taker talking, and Taker does the tombstone. That's his finishing move on Hulk, and he's like, "Ah, you got me, brother." Some shit like that. And Taker's fairly new in the industry, so he's like, "Oh shit, I heard the moneymaker. I heard Hulk," and like he just kept getting at this guy. It wasn't like some type of thing to just like troll him. It was like, fucked with this guy's confidence as a new wrestler, performer, and dude to the point where he had to look at tape and be like, nah, this was clean. I didn't do anything to this guy. He's just being a punk. And from then on, the relationship has been horrible. I don't know if they've made up before he passed. I don't know. But, yo, that's crazy, man. And then, I think Bubba the Love Sponge, that circumstance, that was crazy. Hold on, let me look this up again. Boys and girls, Cause I remember this is when like satellite radio was still a thing. You know, people were like, yo, I'll pay $30 for this. It was like, you know, satellite radio sucks. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's some creepy shit. So yeah, Bubba Little Sponge, he's a shock jock, just like Howard Stern. I heard this through Howard Stern, but I don't watch his stuff anymore. Howard Stern, don't need to get into that. But yo, needless to say, Bubba recorded Hogan having sex with his wife. Like, God, this is crazy, bro. Like, what's going on? Well, people, listen. What y'all do behind the scenes is your business. And if you're okay, everyone's willing to participate in it. Yo, it is what it is. But like, you try to like frame dude or then sell it to like some like was it Gawker or something? I don't know. And then he tried to get some money off of him, and then that was it. I don't know. Like, let's be real. I'm gonna be real with you guys, man. I'm never planning on seeing a Hulk Hogan sex tape. That's not in my cards ever. Please don't send me a link to watch that. I heard the audio. And I don't know. I think it was after he was finished or before he started. I don't know, but like, you know what I mean? Like you just hear him like zip, like putting his belt together or something like that. It's crazy, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, yo. So I think okay. So in closing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speak on the stuff that a lot of people are upset about, and that's the racism that Hogan has, put out there. In a sense, is he the first racist wrestler? I believe. Well, obviously he's not, but he's the most prominent one. And if you're in the weeds of things, you looked at Teddy Long's interview where he talked about Ric Flair, who I didn't know was adopted, which is besides the point, calling him the N-word. You gotta look that up. It's there somewhere. You gotta look it up. Hold on, I got a dog. Give me a second, guys. All right, what else was I? Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Hogan, man, Hogan, and racism. Everyone's prejudiced, but yo, bro, like this don't get a pass. I'm sorry. I love you as a wrestler, but this don't get a pass. And him saying that he's not racist when the audio came out, and then in the audio says that he's a little racist. I mean, who's telling the truth there? The one who's not trying to do damage control, right? That's crazy. And the one I remember is him not wanting his daughter dating a black guy, you know? And hold on, let me pull this up just so I specify a little bit more. I got a cold, guys, so if you hear me sneezing on here, I'm gonna try to pause it and get back. Yeah, talking about Brooke's boyfriend expressed disgust at the idea of his daughter dating a black man. Oh man, oh boy. Unless the man was rich or a pro athlete, it's only rich. Because I mean, let's be real here. Like if he was like a homeless, like wrestler or something, then right? This is fucked, bro. And then it's like, I mean, I'd rather if she was going to F some, N-word, I'd rather her have marry an 8 foot tall N-word worth $100 million like a basketball player. This guy's cooked. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then this motherfucker trying to say, yo, self-acknowledgement was like, I guess we're all a little. Hey, bro, listen. I get, right? Homie just getting recorded messages of him in private settings. I'm not for people recording you in your conversations on your ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a fan of that. So I understand like the privacy aspect of it, but bro, like yo, that's how you really feel. Just say it, man. Like go fuck your money up, but you just live your truth. Um, okay, so hold on. General attitude towards black people. Yeah, yeah, same thing. It's pretty much going on the same thing. And then he has public fallout with, I guess, Titus O'Neil and Mark Henry, New Day, stuff like that, man. It's crazy. And then, shout out to Hulk Hogan, I mean, not Booker T. Hulk Hogan, we come for you. Hulk Hogan, we come for you, nigga. Yeah, what the hell, man? Oh, man, what a world we live in. But, I don't know, man. For those who love Hogan, it ain't gonna change. And for those who, ride for him, whatever he says or doesn't say, that's for you. I mean, God bless you too. Me personally, I separate the situations from the art form and, who the man is. So, like I said, I'm not. Dude, truth be told, I don't wish him ill will, but fuck, bro, like you gotta kiss my ass with all that racism shit, bro. I'm not a fan of that nonsense. You feel me? So, I gotta give him a FU, but at the same time, I acknowledge the things that he's done and the greatness that he's done for my childhood. You know what I'm saying? But as a person, you can kiss my ass. That's where I stand on that. Other people might disagree. Sound off in the comments. Make sure you like and follow. And yeah, man, we talk later. All right, peace.